To acquire knowledge, one must study, but to acquire wisdom, one must observe. Marilyn Savant. My friends, I want you to do both. We want you to acquire the knowledge by studying with us and the wisdom by observing. And in fact, we have a special training for all of our subscribers today. It's called Backing Away to see what's really happening. We do that on Wednesdays. We back up from the market, we look at the biggest chart, and we get a feel for what's going on. You also can focus on the 2-day and the 4-hour like we do every day, but when we talk about backing away on Wednesdays, midweek, we want you to step back and see what's really happening. Now, I know I'm recording this on Tuesday, and tomorrow is Wednesday, but it's the Wednesday broadcast. So please, midweek, could be Tuesday, could be Wednesday, could even be Thursday. We just call it Wednesday. Back out, look at that weekly chart, and just see what the market is telling you, exclusive of everything else that is going on. What do you see? What is happening with the price percent oscillator? Where are your Bollinger Bands? Are things at the top of the Bollinger Bands, at the bottom? Bollinger Bands, are they tight, meaning little volatility, or are they widening, meaning increasing volatility? Check out the price percent oscillator, the derivative oscillator, the candlesticks. These are Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. All these things matter. And observing once a week, midweek, to just sort of get the feel for where things are, where they are going. Very important. That's what that training is all about. To get that training, just go to chartingwealth.com. Sign up for free. Subscribe. We never spam. We never sell that list. We appreciate all of our subscribers, and it doesn't cost you a thing. And every day you get special trainings. In addition to the daily reviews and the once a week weekly review and forecast, plus your show, you also, with each show, you get PDFs for the daily market worksheet, weekly market worksheet, and trade worksheets, which are your keys to success. So what do we see happening? Markets backed up a little bit today. Stocks are down just barely 0.06. For the S&P, 0.07, 0.7% for the NASDAQ 100. We see bonds, conversely, are up, and gold is up. Not much, again, 0.68 for bonds, 0.82 for gold, and Bitcoin down again, right at 2%. So let's look at what's happening. Still trying to peek through. Now, this can change. We've seen this happen before. The week starts off in one direction. Price percent oscillator pushes through, and then as the week wears on and as markets reverse or slow down, it pulls back through. But right now, finishing Tuesday, 2 days into a 5-day candle, it's trying to push through. Derivative oscillator, of course, is gaining a little bit of momentum. And of course, we have a green candle that's formed so far. We look at the 2-day chart, and of course, we see representing Monday the 5th and Tuesday the 6th. We have a big green up candle. As far as our Heikin-Ashi candlesticks go, price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line, derivative oscillator heading up. This is where you can see things topping a little bit throughout at the end of the day on, well, in about the same place in the morning too, on Monday, and then sort of sliding sideways. We'll see what happens there. Is it going to digest those gains and pop up more, or is it going to slide over and roll down? We'll see. That's what the half-day chart's showing us. So we leave the S&P 500, go to the NASDAQ 100 as represented by QQQ. What do we see there? Again, a green up candle. Not near crossing over yet, still a ways away from it, because we had, some strong down movement and then sideways sliding that you did not see as much of when you look at the S&P, nothing like that. So NASDAQ 100, a lot more of a pullback, but again, big green up candle forming. 2-day chart, it of course did cross over and is heading up. I'm going to move that to the side a little bit, and you can see that it did pop up quite a bit higher throughout the course of that latest 2-day candle, even though it was down a little bit on Tuesday. So we'll continue to watch. What we can do also is we can redraw. Oops, I'm going to grab hold of this. We're going to redraw now that that candle has closed. If you ever try to draw on a moving candle, that's a 2-day before it's closed. or a half day before it is closed or a weekly before it's closed, you'll find that the trend line you try to draw bounces around a lot. Not the thing to do. So that's where we are there. Let's look at the half day. And again, you can see where things sort of peaking. We'll see just how it hasn't violated the half day trend line. So we'll continue to watch, see how that shapes up. Let's go on into bonds. Like I said, they were up a little bit, 0.68% for the day. What do you see on the weekly chart? You just see a lot of indecision and sliding, perhaps bottoming. Price percent oscillator still negative, moving up a little bit. Derivative oscillator's been losing momentum since it bottomed out back on the week ending the 19th of March. We go to the 2-day. Of course, it crossed over back on the 2-day candle ending Monday the 29th of March. And what's it really been doing for the last many days? It's just been sort of bobbing up and down and up. Again, we'll just continue to watch. We could probably draw ourselves a better trend line at this point. We'll try doing that. Can we connect that? No. So we'll leave it where it is. And again, price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line, derivative oscillator heading up. What do we see on the half-day chart? Well, we're going to redraw that trend line also. Wish we could connect something better, but we really can't. But again, we see things up in the morning, about the same in the afternoon. Price percent oscillator has been positive for a while. Derivative oscillator also. So again, both of them gaining a little momentum. So we'll continue to watch, pay attention in particular to what's happening on this weekly chart, sort of where things are. Now, gold up the most for the day, 0.82%. I mean, not a booming day at all. But what do we see happening there? Again, this sideways slide in gold. Is gold bottoming out? Now, again, gold is not continuing to trundle down, nor are bonds. Stocks continue to, bump up. And when we don't see the bottom continuing to fall out in bonds or gold, is that portending that maybe the stock market, it's topping, it's ending? I don't know. It just keeps inexorably going up. And of course, if you print money or you just change dots on the balance sheet of the Fed and keep dumping money backed by nothing into the market to buy stuff worth things, then of course you get inflation. And inflation causes prices to go up. Prices of real things like stocks, bonds, gold. So that could be some of what we're seeing. Don't know. We're going to let the charts tell us what's going on. That's where we are on the weekly, still in the negative, but that price percent oscillator is moving up on gold. Derivative oscillator losing downward momentum today. We saw that bounce off the red signal line after gold sort of hit its most recent bottom a few days ago, the 2-day candle ending back on Wednesday, the 31st of March. And then over these last 2 candles, we've seen things bounding up. So again, overall, though, where are we? We're just about in that same range. So we'll continue to monitor and watch. And again, I wish we could even draw decent trend lines here, which we really can't. Let's look at the half day. We are going to redraw that trend line also. And for those of you who don't know what we're using here, we are using TC2000, the paid version of freestockcharts.com. If you use the link in your show notes, you'll save $25 on your subscription. So check that out. We love it. Have people all the time say, I have Thinkorswim and I can't find your price percent oscillator or your derivative oscillator, or they may have your Heiken Ashi candlesticks. But I say, hey, because, what are you paying for that? This, few dollars a month, but I mean, it is worth every penny to me. It's my opinion. What do we see on the half-day chart? Again, gold ticking up in the morning, about the same in the afternoon. Derivative oscillator heading up, ticking over, and ticking up, I guess I would say. And the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator heading up also. That's where we are on our big 4. About time for my dog to start barking. And let's look at Bitcoin lastly. We'll start on the weekly chart. What do we see there? Well, we see As far as the weekly goes, hitting about the same spot that it did in the prior week. Remember the prior high, 59,000. We look at where things have 59,000, maybe just a little bit below is 59,258, 59,000, oh, so a little bit higher. But again, right around that $59,000, $60,000 mark. But look what's happening. Bitcoin down for the day about 2%, 1.95. Price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line in the negative, and derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. 2-day chart. The derivative oscillator is about flat. Price percent oscillator still negative and heading down a little bit. Red open box candle drawing, again showing us a slowdown in that prior up movement. And of course the half-day chart crossed over going down at the end of the day. So again, waiting for Bitcoin to get itself straightened out and to start moving up again. And what we want to see happen, of course, typically is that 2-day to crossover, usually leading the way, well, after the half-day crosses over going up. 2-day crosses over leading the way is followed by the weekly, but that's not happening yet. So we'll continue to watch as Bitcoin settles down, figures out which way it's going to go, perhaps builds up another head of steam, some good news somewhere, and pops up. So that's where we are as we end the day. On Tuesday, please again listen to that training about backing away so that you once a week observe. That is, gain all your knowledge every day, but observe and pay attention to what's really going on. Get a good feel for what's actually happening. Use your intuition that you develop with your knowledge and your wisdom. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters. And don't forget tomorrow, all of our friends who are Patreon supporters, we have our live Q&A. So be there. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.